This video is for you if you get consumed by every mistake you've ever made. I'll show you how to get back in control of your thoughts. My name is Angela and this channel is for people that want to crush their anxious thoughts and behaviours. I give you explanations and resources to help you regain control of your life. Now, you wouldn't be human if you didn't make mistakes. We all do it and some of us do it more than others, but I'm yet to meet a single person that hasn't made a mistake in their whole lives. But this video is for people that keep ruminating and catastrophizing over these mistakes. And even though they're in the past, they're affecting you in the present. And for those of you that aren't familiar with rumination, rumination occurs when you have constant and repetitive thoughts about things in the past. Typically a problem or a situation, and possibly obsessive thinking about an idea, a situation or a choice, and especially when it interferes with everyday life and normal mental functioning. And catastrophizing over the past mistake can mean that you decide to define yourself by that one thing that you did wrong, by that one choice and that one mistake that you made. For example, you may have had an argument or with a colleague or a friend, and instead of thinking of it as a disagreement that could well have been managed differently, you decide that it's you're a bad person. You go more and more into it, like, oh, I'm going to die alone with my cats, or dogs in my case. And now when you get stuck in these looping thoughts about the past mistakes, or that one mistake in particular, it's very easy to just keep going over and over it in your head. I should have done this, I should have said that, what would happen if, and all of those sorts of thoughts that come into your head. But the simple fact is that didn't happen. You didn't do that, you didn't think this, that didn't happen at the time. And it's in the past and it needs to stay there. Now, depending on the subject, and I am generalising here, yet this can be harder or easier. And here are just some techniques that I've used. Some things that I would focus on are self-acceptance. When we decide to catastrophize, it can mean that we would have handled a situation in a different way, better or differently. But for that reason, it's completely unrealistic to blindly think that that's what could have happened and convince ourselves that everything's okay. So obviously to think, you shouted at your 3-year-old this morning. So it's fine. I shouted at my 3-year-old. I'm an amazing person. The more reasonable response would be to try and focus on the processing of the event and the behaviour and exactly what triggered your reaction. What triggered you to shout at that time? Was it something that happened to you earlier on in the day that made it that time your patience was really thin, and just something that your child did that actually wound you up at that time and wasn't necessarily their fault and they didn't deserve to be shouted at? What can you do next time to ensure that that doesn't happen? So then you're focusing on the future instead of the past and how you can do things better next time. So it's processing the event in the future state, not what could have happened. Then choose to accept yourself regardless of what actually did happen. You're not a terrible person. You reacted that way because, fill in the gap. And next time you'll handle it, fill in the gap. It's just a different way of looking at a situation as it happens. Instead of beating yourself up, work out ways that you can make things better the next time it happens. Self-acceptance itself is a great theory to master. You can easily learn how to be more accepting of yourself. And another thing you can do to be more accepting of yourself is pay attention to your self-talk. So next time you find yourself catastrophizing, take a note of where you are being self-critical or not. There I go, messing up that report. I'm such an idiot. Why can't I get it right? Try changing that to, I made a mistake. I'm only human. Shit happens. And then check yourself again. Would I say what I just said to one of my best friends or somebody that I really respect? And the answer to that question is exactly how you should be talking to yourself. And another way for you to stop catastrophizing and ruminating is to get some perspective. When we isolate a single mistake or limitation and focus on it, it makes it seem such a big deal. Whereas when you actually take a step back and look at it from another person's perspective, like to air it, say it out loud to a friend maybe. I know that's something that people with high functioning anxiety hate to admit to. But just try it out with somebody you trust. Tell them what it is you fear and see how they'd react in that situation or what they think about it. The chances are the lens that you're looking through is very fixed. Getting a better perspective can help you realise that things aren't actually that big a deal or as bad as you perceive them to be right now. And we really do need to remember that we are human, that we make mistakes, and some are bigger than others, but we can learn from them. And making a mistake is not the end for you. Self-acceptance, self-awareness and compassion. They're all part of the healing process and all feelings that need to be felt. Getting through to the subconscious and rewiring it. so that when these situations do occur, you're able to see them, feel them, and understand them. And with anxiety, that is the underlying goal for my clients, to help guide them to what actually started these obsessive thoughts and then work through it. Because once you understand the origin, they will no longer have any dramatic hold over your life. To no longer catastrophize and ruminate is a massive step forward when you have high functioning anxiety. And it's not as difficult as you might think. So I hope this video has been helpful. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to get some more personalised advice, then please do feel free to book a free call with me. The link is in the description below. My name is Angela. Thank you for watching, and please hit the subscribe button if you would like to be notified when I release my next video.